Hey everybody, what is going on? My name is, as you know by now, hopefully, is Rundown. Or Alex, or whatever the hell you want to call him, I really don't care. Anyway, what's up? How's everyone doing? I am alive, so no need to alert the media or anything, because I did not post a video the other day. I was feeling like absolute crap. We'll go ahead and jump into the whole, like, oh, I'm gonna go a week without eating. And we're gonna talk about that. So, I'll even tell you right now that did end. I went 38 hours, and there is a reason behind my decision, and I will go ahead and break into that right now. So, after about 24 hours, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a little bit more research on like water fasting. As far as that's essentially what I was doing, where all you do is drink water and don't eat, blah 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 blah, right? I'm going to get into this. I'm just going to do this real quick because I feel like I've already talked about this to death at the start of every other video. But the thing that I read was that essentially there's no benefit for you after about 72 hours. Like, you're just actually doing damage at that point. And the point of all this was not to, like, do damage. It was basically to just to try to do something that, honestly, I thought would be fun. To just kind of test myself. And, yeah, it went 38 hours to be precise. I didn't stay into the full 40 or 48 hours. And I didn't post a video today because I just felt so bad. Like, it stopped being fun, essentially. Even though it's weird because I didn't actually eat breakfast today, and I think it has been a full 12 hours since the last 8. I don't feel hungry, but that's beside the point. I also saw that, like, you can essentially, even like, if you go that long without eating and then you eat a really big meal, you can actually do a lot of damage to yourself by eating such a really big meal, because like the way your body reacts to it could be such a shock or something. Anyway, you can see here that if you remember the Ghoul Slayer guy from last video, well, he is now level 85. I died to him a few times, or we'll put it like that. I think I died to him and got him up to level like 40 something, and then I just did the death threat thing to get him up to level 85. So he is max level, he is a giant, and we will be taking him down this video, or at least trying to. So feel free to watch that. That'll be going obviously in the background while I sit here and rant and tell you about what happened with me. So, what is it like to go 38 hours without eating food? The last, like, 12 hours about were really, for me, was the worst. The weirdest thing, and the thing that stuck with me up until today, even today, it's very, very minimal, but I can still tell it's there a little bit, was, the only way to describe it is my muscles hurt. Like, it felt like I did a full body workout, and I was sore all over. And to me, that was a red flag, and it wasn't getting any better. It just kept almost, I would say, getting worse, but it was kind of getting worse a little bit. And to me, I'm like, all right, well, that doesn't feel right. Like, that, there's something going on there. So I was like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and call this quits. I just had a headache pretty much the entire time, and it's like, oh yeah, after the second day, you know, you don't get a headache anymore. And I'm like, yeah, that may be true, but I'm not about to find out. Because it's not fun to have a headache for 2 days, and to know that you're the one doing this to yourself, and that all you gotta do is eat something and it's over. And the thing is, like, even after I did eat something, it got worse after that. And you're probably like, "Run down ducks, how does it get any worse?" Well, I'll tell you how it got worse. The thing I decided to eat was probably the worst thing I could have eaten today. And I had a Pop-Tart. And you're thinking to yourself, whoa, Rundown, a Pop-Tart's not that bad. I'm like, no, let me finish. Don't interrupt me. But I had a Pop-Tart. I had a brown sugar and cinnamon Pop-Tart. And the thing is that I knew it was, my stomach was empty. And I knew that whatever I put in there, my body was going to devour as fast as possible. But a Pop-Tart, I guess, had so much sugar in it. I felt like I was almost having a panic attack. My heart was racing so much. My blood pressure just went up so much from eating a single Pop-Tart. It's so weird to describe because it made me feel so bad, and it lasted for about 2.5 hours. And I don't know if anyone's ever had like like I mean, everyone has like just an absolutely racing heart rate or something for 2.5 hours. Meowdy do. But it's not fun. It feel like every minute sucks. Let's see who this meowdy do was. Probably my mommy. Yep, it's sorry. That was right next to the microphone. You guys will be alright. I'm looking at the recording. It's not that loud. But today is Sunday, and I typically go out to my mom's on Sunday, but we're gonna skip this week because she's having some face stuff going on, which I'm not gonna spread anything about her business, but essentially she's not feeling too well, and we're just gonna go ahead and skip this week. But tomorrow is her birthday because today is the 8th. Her birthday is September 9th, so I'm going to get her exactly what she got me, so I don't have to worry about buying anything. And yeah, because yeah, that was my birthday, son. Yeah, so the whole not eating thing, do I recommend it? As far as how I feel, I don't feel any different after doing a water fasting, you know? I don't feel like I got any of the toxins out of my body, because I feel like 38 hours is a sufficient amount of time to say, like, oh, you detoxed from whatever was in your body, and do I say, like, I detoxed from it, or, like, do I feel better from it? I would say, like, right now I don't feel like I need to eat quite as much, although I did have a really big meal for dinner, and recovering from not eating that much food does suck, because you're hungry, like, immediately right afterwards, and because I know my body, I know I'm not going to eat and essentially make myself sick, you know what I mean? So, I would say the recovery on it is pretty bad as well. I don't recommend it. I think there's other ways to cleanse your body. I feel like you could probably just eat healthy foods and you don't necessarily need to do the whole water fasting thing. I don't feel like you're going to get much of any benefit from it. I'm sure for some people, yes, but for me, the actual experiment was not worth it, and I do not recommend it. So that is my conclusion. I obviously did not go the full 3 days. I went, I think halfway, a little over halfway, and I stopped because it's not fun. I don't know how anyone does that and still goes to work, because I'm not even working, and I felt like crap. Like, I would have almost called out. I felt so bad. I didn't even make a YouTube video because I felt so bad. And that's the thing, like, all I have to do is sit on my ass here, you know, have a conversation with you guys. I don't have to actually do anything. I sit here, I talk into a microphone, I watch my own gameplay, and me sitting here on the rooftop, and we talk about nothing. In fact, you don't even talk. I sit here and I talk, and you listen. And you don't have to do that. You can leave anytime you want. Don't do that, though. That'd be lonely. I think it's funny, I'm looking at my disk space remaining for Audacity, and I could go for 71 hours and 36 minutes of recording. And I sit here and I think to myself, what would you guys do if I uploaded a 71-hour and 36-minute recording of me just talking? Does that sound like something anyone would be interested in? I mean, just for that. One thing I also did want to do is I wanted to try streaming Gears of War. I really don't even think that's going to work. I'll probably have to put at the lowest settings, and my stream's going to look like absolute crap, because my graphics card is a 970, and which isn't a bad graphics card. I mean, it's below standard now, and so I'd like to, but I'm not about to, you know, sweat it or anything. You know what I mean? So let's jump into my wonderful little notepad. Because how do I actually, I'm sitting here watching me try to kill this little 85 guy at level 20. Let's see here. But yeah, I did want to try my hand in streaming, and the reason I want to try my hand in streaming is, I wanted to stream our D&D sessions, but obviously it would be difficult to get anybody to watch, because there's anyone to see. Mostly because if I'm not actually streaming anything else in the meantime, what does it matter? But the thing is with our D&D sessions, like, I'm not going to. I hate that this guy constantly regens health. You know what I mean? Like, constantly having to. You have to engage with him, otherwise he will heal. It makes it a very interesting fight. Interesting. I mean, I can't get hit once as well either. Stop trying to heal. But this guy, he's a problem. What was I gonna say? But the thing with the D&D is, so my normal group that I play with, which is me, my boy Derek, Gailey, and my boy Veppen. We aren't able to play right now, and the reason we can't play right now is because one of our members is off doing school stuff, and while our member is off at school, our member basically falls off the face of the planet, and it's impossible to do anything with this person. I mean, I think it's so bad to the fact that like I'll go weeks without hearing from this person, and it's like you know. But anyway, I digress. So the point I'm trying to make is that we're going to do a new campaign, and this campaign is actually going to be a future Dungeons and Dragons thing. Like, it's going to be a lot of homebrew content, but it'll take place in the future. And I want to, because my friends that I hang out with are a bunch of sociopaths, they want to typically play like evil characters. So I figure, you know what? I'll just let them do what they want to do, and I will let them play an evil campaign. So we will see how that ends up going out. I was kind of thinking about having it set in like the Mass Effect or Mass Effect-esque universe. So that should hopefully be interesting. I would be interested in streaming it just to kind of have like a video sort of auto recording of it, if you know what I mean. And if anyone wanted to watch, they'd be more than welcome to. I can't believe I actually take this guy down so easily, which is weird because I do remember actually taking a couple of attempts. Oh no, wait, that's right. He's got Undying, so I don't actually. Yeah, he's got Death Defying, excuse me. So we continue the wonderful assault. Which, now that I've played the game as much as I have, I know right there I messed up. I should have just tried to use an execute on him. But yeah, so hopefully I will end up getting to stream a little bit more. I'm going to be playing Gears of War 5 with my friends, and if I can stream that, great. If I can't, then I'll probably, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. But I still need to look into RPG Editor. I'm still dragging my feet on that. I'm dragging my feet on a lot of things. I really am just a lazy piece of crap. I doesn't deserve to live. Oh, where did that come from? Let's see here. What else was that? Yeah. How much time do I have? 7 minutes? I feel like that's enough time to talk about that. So the thing that I have noted here is something that could be its own video. Honestly, it could. But it's the material world and being linked to happiness. And you're probably wondering, Ram Down Ducks, what does that have to do with anything? Well, hold on a second. So, there's a bit of a story. So I have a friend, and I can talk about this because my friends don't actually watch my YouTube content, at least to my knowledge. And I have a friend who was having a week that was, I guess, less than optimal. You know, like, it was just, I guess, a bad week. And also, when you get him into the corner, you can just stagger him like this when you get a combo that's high enough, because then every single hit becomes a crit stagger him. So, yeah, it becomes easy. But you have to get him into a corner. Sorry, switching gears again. So, I have a friend who's having a bad week, I suppose, and she placed an order for a figure online. And, by the way, this friend isn't gay, so let me just go ahead and cut that out. Some of the times it is. This friend is not. And she placed an order for like an anime figure or something online a while ago. I don't know when this was, but it was supposed to show up on Saturday or Friday. I don't remember in particular, but one or another, it showed up, and the figure was, I believe, damaged. At least the way it was described was that it was damage beyond repair. And my friend lost their mind. I mean, could not handle it. Immediately started, like, if there was a table nearby, I'm sure it would have been flipped. Like, just absolutely lost it. And said, like, why do bad things always happen to me? You know, I can't ever be happy. I blah 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 blah. You know, the standard emo kid rant you typically hear when you're in, you know, ninth grade or whatever have you. You know, when cutting yourself is actually cool. I'm being sarcastic. Don't actually cut yourself, Jesus. And it's like, to me, I don't understand that. Like, for me it'd be difficult. Like, okay, so everyone has material things, obviously, and it's weird to me that you would tie your happiness to the physical world as far as just things that you possess. You know what I mean? It's bizarre to say like, oh, my week has been so bad, but at least I'll have my new headphones that I'm getting, and my headphones will make everything better. It's like that won't make you happy. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but if you live a life like that where you're constantly chasing after material things to just make you happy, you won't be. And the reason is that you'll always be chasing that type of happiness. I mean, that's not even like a weird thing to say, but that's the truth. You're always going to be chasing it, because the fact is that, sure, you may have it and consume it in that moment, but it will never be something that's for everlasting, because it's always going to be, well, what's the next thing going to be? Well, what's the next thing going to be? And you're just going to be constantly living in that life and in that mindset of just, oh, I have to get the next big thing. I have to buy my next thing, and that will make me happy. It's like, dude, I've seen people live that type of life, right? Like, I've lived with a man who's worth millions of dollars, and I would tell you right now that money does not make you happy. I've seen it. I've seen how the 1% lives, and they are just as miserable as us. It's just the things that make them miserable are just as stupid, or they're more stupid. Honestly, it's like first world problems. It really is just ridiculous. But again, going back to the whole idea of just material possessions making you happy, they've just, like, they won't. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, you will always be chasing after happiness, and you'll never be able to get it, because you'll never get it. Sure, you'll get your anime figure. Yeah, sure, but it won't ever make you. I'm sorry. Sorry, I had to burp. But it won't ever make you, like, happy forever. Like, it's a weird thing. I mean, sure, if it does, like, great. You know, like, if you get an anime figurine and it makes you just happy beyond any type of compare, and you're never sad again. Well, personally, I would say that's a little strange. I don't know if that's impossible. To me, that sounds a little impossible. But you know, Also, I think it's weird how he just summons orcs into existence. Going back to the gameplay here. La, la, la. Oh, I forgot. That's right. They do explode. That's why I didn't capture him, because I was like, what on earth was that? But yay, now we learned something. Things explode. So I guess the other part of the question, which I'm going to go and wrap up in the last minute and a half I have here, because I think I could definitely turn that into a full video, would be, well, what should your happiness be tied to? And for me, I feel like that's a difficult question to answer in a general sense. But I know that material things, you can see, the thing is, I'm not telling you not to tie your happiness to material things, because there definitely are times when, sure, material things can make you happy, and you should let them. But what I'm saying is they shouldn't be something that's necessarily continuously sought after. You only ever end up spending money on something you think is going to make you happy, when in actuality, it's, you know, that type of happiness is always fleeting. And I do kill him. Yay! But I feel like that's the last person. Oh wait, I was talking about something. I completely got distracted. So yeah, what should you look for happiness in? My own, I guess, personal ideal is look for happiness in yourself. You know, like, well, I would say, like, look for things that make you happy but aren't material. You know, like spending time with your friends. Like, I guess the thing that I would recommend, and this will lead into my next video that I do tomorrow, will be to look for something that can love you back. You know, like, because it's all well and good to like a figure, or let's be even more ridiculous and say you like ice cream, or you like booze or women. But the fact is, like, I mean, you'll never be happy for very long because booze doesn't love you back. Neither does ice cream. There are some women who could love you back, sure, but um, you know that's a relationship, and that's kind of a different animal altogether. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here because I feel like I could probably stretch that one out that I was talking about, make a full video out of it, but also because I'm going to go ahead and I guess start downloading Gears of War 5. So I will talk to you guys later. All right, guys, peace.